Hi everybody, we are back with the third episode and we are so happy to be here today. Amma, I'm so glad we've been sharing these stories because it's been so encouraging and also to count God's faithfulness, right?
Definitely, because these days are also very hard to live through. And looking back on God's faithfulness can encourage our faith too.
That is so true. So today we are going to talk about money and what handling that looked like in Hong Kong. So I'm going to drop a bombshell on our viewers right now. The one big challenge was to encash a check in Hong Kong, right? Now for those of you who are watching, you might think why that is. Why was it like that for you, Amma?
Yes, the first time it was particularly hard because I had never stepped foot in a bank in Sri Lanka. And to top it all off, the officials didn't speak English. So I had to show signs and get them to understand what I needed.
No way. So how did they respond that first time? Were they able to help you?
So they finally understood what I was trying to say through signs. When they saw that I had zero experience, they even volunteered to fill out all the forms. They went out of their way to help and were super kind. That again was God's mercy on me.
Wow, I would have liked to be living at a time when people were so kind.
Yes, these are memories I really cherish.
Just wondering, there might have been times when you would have been afraid of the cash running out, right?
I mean, living far away from home, I couldn't get money as I wanted to. No, there was no way. And I had to manage everything with the scholarship money. And obviously, there were times I felt afraid. But God always met my needs.
Praise God. Do you mind sharing a few instances?
Definitely. I remember this one time that I needed a violin to use for violin lessons. And I was asking a student on campus as to where I can get one. He actually told me that he had a violin he wasn't using and offered it to me. I also remember I could only stay in the Hong Kong Baptist Seminary hostel for the first 3 months. That's what the dean told me. I always had my clothes packed as I was on the lookout for other places, but most other places were outside my budget. So at the end of the 3 months, I went back to the dean and I asked him if I could stay the rest of the term also, because I had no other option. They agreed to let me stay there if I could continue sharing my room. So that got settled as well. And I would only say there again and again, I would say that it is only God and God alone who gave me that entire span of my scholarship to stay in that one place.
Wow, that's amazing, Amma. Honestly reminds me of how God took care of Elijah and fed him through the ravens.
Oh yes, talk about God using unconventional ways to care for people. Oh, and one last thing about God's provision in Hong Kong. There were other people at the hostel and my uncle's friends who were graciously shared meals with me, even though I never asked, and also became a community whom I could reach out at any point. Those were good old days.
You know what really gets to me is that these people didn't have to be nice to you, no? But they still took care of you like family.
Yes, of all God's grace. Honestly, He was my provider all the way through. And if you're facing similar struggles with finances also, the only thing I can say from the Bible and from experience, it is to trust God. He will never fail you. He will never fail you. As Matthew 6 tells us, He will care for us much more because we are far more worth than the lilies which God clothes every day.
Yes, thank you for summing up with that much needed message, Amma. And I will add to that we also need God's wisdom to use money wisely, as unwise actions also can cause unnecessary trouble. Okay, so that's the end of episode 3, and what a fruitful conversation we've all had. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hope you wait for the other 2 episodes to come. And so that's us signing off for now. Take care and God bless. Bye.